I do not invert controllers. Who does that? Hello, I'm Caroline Marchal and I'm here to talk about games with the beautiful BAFTA. So my favorite game of all time, and this is a very difficult question, so I don't thank you here, BAFTA, is Shadow of the Colossus. Being in awe of these creatures, having to kill them like with a wonderful hunting gameplay mechanics that are really simple, like gripping, stamina, and then finding the weak spot, which are essentially puzzles. The mix of like beauty and sadness, I think, has been unmatched for me. And it's also, I think, a timeless game. It's still very relevant today. It's a metaphor of what we're doing to our world right now. So yeah, favorite game.
The sword you use to guide your way without
Yeah, so amazing, so amazing. Everything like very lean and poetic and smart, with no words in the story really. Don't need any words to tell a story. Fantastic games. I think I've got two games that I played the most, and that might surprise you, but it's Quake 3 Arena and Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, because we played like every lunchtime and sometimes in the evening at work, with friends at work. So these are the two where I put the most hours in, and I really enjoyed it. Like Quake 3 is a fantastic game with like awesome mechanics and very slick gameplay. I think it's unmatched. So I have many excellent memories of like, and you know, feelings of moments in games. But the one I have to go with is probably the foundational one, is in Metal Gear Solid, which is the first game I played by myself. When I encountered Psycho Mantis, he asks you to put your controller on the floor, then makes it vibrate. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've never done that. And you know, after a while, you understand that you have to switch slot your controller from slot 1 to slot 2 so that Psycho Mantis can't read your thoughts essentially, so anticipate your attacks and your movements. That just blew me away. So that was like the moment where I was like, okay, this is so interesting. I've got to do something in games if I can. So many games inspired me during my career. I would say like in the early 2000s, like so many Japanese games came out that were wonderful, like Catherine, Okami, Metal Gear Solid. Obviously, the entire series is fantastic. Shadow of the Colossus, Killer 7, all of those were foundational for me because they were like masterclasses in design, like really unique, innovative takes on genres with out-of-the-box ideas suddenly popping up. These days, I'm enjoying like the indie games because they have, again, like unique takes on a genre. So whether it's Paper Please or The Return of the Obra Dinn or Unpacking, or very recently I had an amazing time with Venba, which is a short game, but fantastic experience. My favorite mechanic in a game is probably the celestial brush in Okami. I thought it was very elegant and with endless variations, and one of the best use of the sticks I've seen. Easy to use and remember, also very organic. The mimicry is really good and it has an immediate impact on the world around you. Thought that was brilliant. So the games I'm playing right now are Alan Wake 2, which is absolutely terrifying. So I'm progressing very slowly, but I'm enjoying it. And I think that's the first time I find the level design really excellent. So I'm freaking out all the time with Alan Wake, which is great. And the creative direction is very strong, so I love playing that. And the game I've been playing for a while now and that I love is Baldur's Gate 3. I'm playing it with my partner, so it's our me time, our us time in the evening, and it's been fantastic. Like, I'm absolutely blown away by the writing, the design, the world. I'm amazed by the structure. It's got like, we're in Act 3 and there are so many narrative threads we're trying to juggle and making sure like we end up in the place we want to end up with the characters we have with our party. And it's so difficult because I'm pretty sure we're going to end up annoying someone, like whether it's Karlach or Astarion. Like, I don't know how we're going to make sure everybody's happy, I don't think it's gonna be doable. My favorite narrative in a game, that one was a tough one as well. I have a dilemma here. Can I say two? I'll say two. So there's Norco, such a unique and atmospheric world and characters were presented to me when I played. I was almost jealous. It felt so authentic, very mysterious. I don't think I understood half of the story, but I was in for it. So well brought together, brought to life in this game. Loved it. And also, I must say, unpacking, which is surprising, like even for me, because it's such a lean story, someone moving house across their 15 years of their lives. But I thought the subtext was fantastic, just going through like different moves and seeing the protagonist's different like evolution, her evolution throughout her lives, and the people she was living with, or when she moved out again. So I thought that was very subtle. It also taught my children life skills, because I played some of it with at the time my son was 5, and he was always having to do, like, to put the socks and the pants away in the wardrobes, and it taught him like how you actually put your things away, and that was great.
The power of games right there.
And he was arguing like, why do I have to put away all the bras? Like, I don't want to do the bras. That's very funny. My favorite game character is Astarion. I have a soft spot for vampires, but I also thought the character was absolutely fantastic. At the beginning, I thought, oh, you're gonna annoy me. You're way too much. But when he starts revealing his vulnerabilities and his backstory, I was touched. And also, he's such a fun character to have around. Like, every time I have an occasion, I go and talk to him. I can't manage to romance him somehow. Like, I'm very disappointed in myself because I couldn't manage. He just likes me like as a friend. But I'm okay with that.
That's life.
That's life. I think and my partner is playing, of course we're playing together, and we've got Karlach, and he wanted to romance Karlach, but still fail. Like, we got really upset together. We're like, we're getting really bad at this, like we can't romance anyone. It's terrible. The first game I ever played was Tetris on my dad's Mac. So it was probably late 80s or early 90s, all in black and white on a small screen. But I was infused and played many hours. I don't really have an ideal game, except maybe the one I'm working on right now. Maybe something that's not too long and not endless. I like when games end, maybe because I'm older now and I don't have as much time as I used to enjoy them. So As Dusk Falls came from a desire to have a cool story that could be on TV, but that you could play with people you love, whether it's your partner or your friends at dinner, or maybe a family member that you don't see often, but like you sit down on the couch together and you can enjoy a great story, make decisions together, and then discuss about those, which is, to me, one of the most interesting elements about story, interactive story especially, is what your choices reveal about yourself. And when you can discuss that with people you're playing with, you rediscover your loved ones and have like amazing discussions about what matters to you in life. I love so many things about games. They're part of my life, and I think they're the most powerful medium that we have because of the immersion they procure, and also how they help us exercise our empathy muscle, because we step into the shoes of different characters from different backgrounds, having different types of adventures. So it's something I really love about games. I think they're unmatched as a medium. As a developer, I love the fact that they are the crossover of art and tech, because you got so many interesting challenges in making a game, and it's such a crazy, so many pieces have to fall in the right place. I always think about it as like it's more difficult to make a game than to ship a rocket. And maybe NASA would disagree with me, but like I honestly think like so many different pieces, so many different crafts and talents have to come together to make interactive piece of entertainment that I'm just amazed every time a game comes out. And the level of craft and complexity that we have today in games is fantastic.